5 tips that I wish I knew about drawing and painting faces. Let's begin. Starting off with tip number 1, you need to learn the planes of the face. Now for me, I was always pretty good with anatomy, but I never really looked at the structure of how the planes of the face really matter when it comes to your shadows and your highlights. The app that you see me using currently is called Head Model Studio. It's a free app. Go ahead and download it. It's going to help you out a lot when it comes to trying to figure out where to lay down your shadows and where to lay down your highlights. And this just kind of helps you visualize where everything needs to go. And it doesn't matter if your character is realistic or stylized, it's still going to help you out trying to figure out where to put down those shadows and your highlights. Tip number 2, flip your canvas. When you spend hours looking at your same painting that you made, your mind's gonna get a little bit numb to new mistakes or any mistake that you made along the way as more time passes. When you flip your canvas, you're able to see your drawing in a new perspective, and you're able to pick out the mistakes a lot easier, and you'll be able to make those changes because now your eyes are basically looking at a new painting. It's kind of like tricking your brain into looking at something new, even though it's just the same thing you've been drawing. Tip number 3, draw your eyes at the same time. Now, I'm not going to dive too deep into this because I've already said this in a previous video, but pretty much you're going to want to draw your eyes at the same time to keep them looking symmetrical. If you draw the upper eyelid on the other side. If you draw the pupil on one side, draw the pupil on the other side. It's that simple. Tip number 4, keep in some of your sketch lines, but do not keep in all of them. I'm gonna give you guys a quick example. If I were to keep in my original sketch for the lips, this is what they would look like. They would look unnatural and they would stand out far too much. It would not give the lips that soft look that they're supposed to have. So instead, you would just erase most of it. I even erased most of it on the nose as well. So for the lips and the nose, you're gonna want your painting to do most of the work for you. You don't want to leave in those harsh sketch lines, because in order to get that soft look, you're gonna want to blend out those edges. As you can see here, it gives it a much better look, much more soft and natural look. Really, the edges should have most of the sketch left in, just because usually that area is pretty dark, and some of the middle too as well. I erased most of it, but you could still see the difference between the upper lip and the bottom lip. And for the eyes, it's okay to leave in most of your sketch lines there. That one's okay, that one's fine, because it just gives a little bit more information into the eyes, since usually that's the main focus whenever you look at a painting. And I also left in some for the details on the eyebrows as well, just to give it some more texture. So now this brings us into tip number 5, the last and final tip, which is to increase the saturation of your color during your final phase of your painting, and also utilizing the curve tool as well. I'm pretty sure other drawing apps have this. I'm using Procreate, so it doesn't matter which app that you choose to use. So what do I mean when I say increase the saturation of your final painting? Well, if you look at the top left corner here, and again, I'm using Procreate, you can see there's a top portion where it says hue, saturation, brightness. You're gonna wanna go ahead and click on that option. And where it says saturation, you're gonna want to go ahead and slightly increase it to the right, just to bump up the vibrant colors that you have already laid down. And doing this is gonna make your colors pop out a lot more. It's like a night and day difference. I'm telling you guys, if you haven't used this tool before, go ahead and try it out. It also helps getting rid of that muddy look. If you have a muddy look in your painting, it helps a lot with that. Now moving on to the curves tool, which is going to be located in the same area at the top left. You're going to see in the same section, it's going to say curves. You're going to want to go ahead and click on that. And what this does is a few different things. You can make your character look lighter, or you can make your character look darker depending on what type of mood or look that you're trying to get here. This is just a quick and easy way to fix your colors without having to go back and individually paint specific parts of the face, and it'll save you a lot of time. And with that being said, that pretty much wraps up the video. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you liked it, go ahead and share it, leave a like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff, and I will see you guys on the next one.